Hey kids, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all? So, this is Nidhi Singhal. Welcome you once again. Kids, it's a great feeling that we are covering chapters one by one, and today also I'm here covering one more. So, kids, most of you are asking for the chapters from class 8. So in this video, I will be taking the chapter Force and Pressure of class 8. Kids, as this chapter is quite big, so again I have decided to divide it into two parts, and in this video I will be covering force, and in the next video I will cover the pressure. So here we go. And chapter we will study about what is force, what is interaction, what is the magnitude and direction of force, what are the effects of force, and what are the types of forces. So before actually we start learning about the force, let us have a look at these pictures. So in this picture, I can see that these two boys, they are basically punching each other. They are pushing each other. So what do you feel? Does it require any type of force? So without any force, will they be able to push each other hard? No, they will not be able to push each other. They will not be able to push them hard. Okay, so in the second picture, the man, he is pushing his car so that maybe he can be able to move this car. So again, the pushing requires the force. In this picture, this woman, she is pulling the boy, and again the pulling requires force. Yes, and in this last picture, these two kids, they are flying the kites, and the kites, they are being pushed by the wind, and the thread is being pulled by the kids. So the both actions of pulling and pushing is happening in this picture. Again, it requires force. So by all these pictures, I can conclude that the pushing or pulling of an object is called force, or I can say that pushing or pulling of any object requires force. Whether I have to lift anything, I have to drop anything, I have to push, I have to pull, I have to change the motion of any state of motion of any object, all these things, it requires a great force. Okay, so we can say that the motion imparted to objects was due to the action of force. And what is the direction of force? So the direction in which the force is applied is called as the direction of force. Like in this picture, the man, he is pushing the car and he is applying the force away from him. So the direction of force will be away from the man. In this picture, the lady, she is pulling the boy, she is applying the force towards her. So the direction of force will be towards the lady. And in this picture in which the boys, they are pushing each other. So in this direction, so in this picture, the direction of force will be away from both of the boys, away from each other. Now let us have a look what is the meaning of interaction. So kids, force, it basically acts where there is an interaction between two objects. Like for example, I say that the boy, in this picture, the boy, he is pushing the swing, and thus pushing, it requires force. So the action of pushing, it is having its effect on this swing, and thus the swing, it moves. So they are affecting each other. In this picture, the man, he is pulling this donkey, and donkey, again, I guess he is not able to move, and he is not moving because he is also pulling the man. So they are having effect on each other. And in this picture, the man, he is pushing the car. Kids, imagine if the man, he does not push the car and maintains the distance between the car, maintains the distance between himself and the car. So does he be able to move this car? No, he will not be able to move the car. So the force of the man, it is having its effect on the car, and thus the car, it gets its start. So interaction means influence or the reciprocal action, and each object acts in such a way that they have the effect on the other one, and the interaction, it involves the two objects. Now let's see what is magnitude and direction of force. So the strength of force is expressed by its magnitude, that is Newton. Like we express the distance in kilometers, temperature in degrees Celsius, length in centimeters, inch. Likewise, we express the strength of force by Newton. And while mentioning the strength of force, it is also necessary to mention the direction of force. Now, kids, as the magnitude and the direction of applied force changes, then its effect also get changed. How? Let us look at these examples to study this. So if the forces, they are acting in the same direction, then the forces, they add to one another, and thus the magnitude, that is the strength of force, it increases. Like if I say that this girl, she has to move this box which is of 40 kgs, and there comes another girl and she also pushes the box. That is, they are they are acting in the same direction. The forces applied by the girls, it is acting in the same direction of pushing this box. So they will be able to move the box easily or not? Yes, they will be able to move the box easily, as their forces, they are getting added to one another, and thus the strength of the force increases and they will be able to move the box easily. On the other hand, if the forces, they are acting in the opposite direction, then what happens? Then the magnitude, the strength of force, it decreases. Why? Because the net force which is acting on the object, it is the difference between the two forces. Like I say, if these people, they are playing the tug of war, and the people on the left side, they are applying a force of 500 newtons, and the people on the right side, they are applying the force of 450 newtons, then the net force acting on it will be the difference between the two forces. And thus, what do you think? Where does the rope move? Yes, the rope moves towards the left side because they are applying more force. Now kids, what happen if the forces, they are acting in the opposite direction and the forces, they are of the same magnitude? In that case, the net force acting on the object will be 0 and the object will not move at all. Kids, the example of such type of forces we can see in our day-to-day life. Just for an example, if you are fighting with your brother or sister and you both are pulling the door towards yourself, like your brother or sister, he or she is pulling the door towards her, and you are pulling the door towards yourself, then if you both are applying the same force, so what happen in that case? Does the door move at all? No, the door, it will not move. But if you are having this fight with your younger brother or sister who is applying the less force than you, then you will be able to move the door towards yourself. Okay. So this is the magnitude of force. Now let us see what are the effects of force, what a force can do. So a force can change the state of motion. State of motion, like if you are walking and you suddenly saw a rock and you which is not moving, okay, and you hit that rock, so it will be what? It will move from its place. So basically, to hit that rock, what are you doing? You are applying the force. So a force, it can move a stationary object. Like if the ball, it is kept at a place, and if you drop it from a height, or you push that ball away from yourself, then in that case also you are applying the force. So a force, it can move a stationary object. What else a force can do? A force, it can stop a moving object. Okay, so in your match, you might have seen that what is the duty of a goalkeeper? Yes, he protects the goal by applying all his force to stop that ball. Okay, so what he is doing? He is stopping the ball that is in motion. Okay, so by applying the force, the goalkeeper, he can stop that moving ball. Okay, now a force can change the speed of a moving object. How can you say that? Yes, if you are riding a bicycle and your brother or sister came from the back and starts pushing you. If they push you, then what happens? You will start riding the cycle fastly. The speed increases. On the other hand, if they pull you, they try to stop you, then what happens? Your speed decreases. Okay, so force can change the speed of a moving object. Pushing or pulling, it requires force. Okay, and by the force we can change the speed of a moving object. A force also can change the direction of a moving object. This you might have seen in your cricket matches. So if I am a bowler and I'm throwing a ball, what a batsman will do? He will hit the ball with his bat and change the direction of the moving ball. Okay, so hitting of the ball, again it requires force. So a force, it can do all these things. It can move a stationary object. It can stop a moving object. Force can change the speed of a moving object, and force, it can change the direction of a moving object. Apart from this, a force can change the shape and size of an object. How? Like you have seen in the kitchen, while your mother, she is kneading the dough, what she is doing? She is applying the force so that she can knead the dough. And in this applying the force, she is changing the shape of the object. Okay. If you are playing with a clay, in that also you make different type of shapes, and to make those shapes you require force. So a force, it can change the shape of an object. How can a force, it changes the size of an object? Take a rubber band, okay, and stretch both its end. What will you see? It get bigger. So to make it bigger, again you are applying the force. Another example you can take is that of the spring. Take a spring, pull its both the ends, and you can change the shape and size of the spring. Okay. Take a balloon, blow air in it, and then press it between your palms. What you can see that you are able to change the shape and size of the balloon. And how it is happening? It is again happening because of the effect of force. So, kids, while learning that a force can change the state of motion of an object, we should always remember that it is always not necessary that the force changes the state in motion of an object. It is always not necessary. It may change or it may not change. For example, if you are standing against a wall and if you are pushing the wall very hardly, you are applying all your force to move that wall. So will you be able to move that wall? No, you will not be able to what? To push that wall. So there is no effect of force when you try to push the ball. Okay, so a force, these are the effects of force. Now let's see what are the types of forces. So basically there are two types of forces. The first one is the contact forces and the second one is the non-contact forces. So let us study about the contact forces first. As the name indicates, a force exerted by an object on another object by physical touching it is called as the contact forces. For example, the muscular forces. So kids, we have studied in our earlier classes that muscles, they are in contact with bones and with each other, and they help in moving our body parts. So while lifting and pulling or pushing any object, our biceps and triceps, they work one by one. While one contracts, the another relax, and they are in mutual understanding with each other and are in continuous contact with each other. By this, we can say that muscular forces are the contact forces. Another example of the muscular force is this one. So the animals like an ox, camel and horse, they provide the force of their muscles and help the man in doing their harder jobs. Since muscular force can be applied to an object only when our body is in contact with the object, therefore muscular force is in contact force. Now another example of the contact forces is the frictional force. So kids, have you ever wondered that while walking, why don't we slip? While we are riding a bicycle, why does it wheels does not slip? Why the tires of a car, they do not skid? Yes, it is all because of a force which is known as the frictional force. So the frictional force is the force which always opposes the motion of one body over another body, and it always works in the opposite direction, and it always slows a moving object. Okay, so for frictional force, two bodies have to be in touch with each other. Like if we are riding a cycle, so the wheels on the ground, they are in touch. While playing a football, the ball and the ground, they are in touch. Okay, so frictional force always acts on all the moving objects, and its direction is always opposite in the direction of motion. So since frictional force arises only when the two surfaces, they are in contact with each other, therefore frictional force is an example of the contact forces. Now the another type of force is the non-contact forces. Again, as the name indicates, the force exerted by one object on another object without touching it is called as the non-contact forces. And the examples of non-contact forces are the gravitational force, magnetic force and the electrostatic force. Now let's study about these forces one by one. So let us understand what is the gravitational force. Gravitational force, it is the force with which the earth pulls the objects towards it. Okay, sun has gravity and thus it keeps all the solar system, all the planets revolving around it. We cannot see any type of contact like thread or something by which they are attached. Likewise, earth has gravity and thus moon keeps revolving around the earth, and that is because of the force which is called as the gravitational force. In this gravitational force, the two bodies, they are not in contact with each other. They are far away and still there is some force which is acting between them. Okay. Like if we throw anything away from us, then why it fall towards the earth? Because the earth attracts it, and that is all because of the gravity. And this is the force between the earth and that object. It is basically the attracting power of the earth, and it does not require any type of touch. Okay, and thus we can say that a gravitational force of the earth acts on object from a distance without any physical contact. Therefore, gravitational force or gravity is an example of non-contact forces. Another example of the non-contact forces is the magnetic force. Magnetic force, it is the force which is exerted by a magnet. So kids, if I have a magnet of good quality and which is strong enough, then it can attract or repel any magnetic material and we do not need to touch it. So even from a distance, a magnet, it can attract or repel any magnetic material without touching. So by this, I can say that, or we can say that magnetic force, it is a type of non-contact forces. The last example of the non-contact forces is that of the electrostatic force. So what do you mean by electrostatic force? It is the force which is exerted by electrically charged objects. For example, take a comb and gently rub it on your hair and then bring it near to the bits of paper. Do not touch it. What will you see? You will see that these bits of paper, they will get attracted towards this comb because some charge, it get accumulated on the comb. Similarly, take a balloon and rub it with your hair and bring it near to the bits of paper. So this charged balloon, it will attract these bits of paper even from a distance. You not need to touch them. So the movement of tiny pieces of paper is due to the electrostatic force which is exerted by the electrically charge which is acquired by the comb while rubbing hair. So the electrostatic force can be exerted by a charged object on another object from a distance. So the charged object here is the balloon and this comb, and this another objects, they are the bits of paper. So the electrostatic force can be exerted by a charged object on another object from a distance without touching with each other. So we can say that electrostatic force is an example of non-contact forces. Okay kids, so this is what we have to learn about force, how it works, what is force, what are the type of forces, what are the effects of forces. Now in our next video, we will learn about pressure. Till then, do watch the videos, and for any confusion or query, you can comment in the comment box. Okay kids, till then, bye, take care, stay safe, and see you soon. And share and subscribe my channel if you still have not. Thanks for watching once again.